Sally Field was honored at the SAG Awards last night with a Lifetime Achievement Award. Good for her. People generally like Sally Field, Steel Magnolias, Gidget, if you're older, and a bunch of other, Norma Ray, right, back in the day with the unions and whatever. She's cute, she's perky, and she's kind of sweet and fun, and she's a great actress. Well, she's very sorry about one thing, and that appears to be the fact that she's white. Listen to this.
I was a little white girl with a pug nose, born in Pasadena, California. And when I look around this room tonight, I know my fight, as hard as it was lightweight compared to some of yours. I thank you and I applaud you.
Okay. Why is she's, I guess, sorry that she was raised a little white girl and that she wasn't of a different race with a bigger struggle. Because, newsflash, white girls in America don't have any troubles that are worth remembering when you're in front of a group that has a lot of people of color. It's such baloney, Dr. Drew. I mean, it's such pathetic, obvious virtue signaling.
Right. It's not that it's baloney, it's that it's virtue signaling. And it's interesting to me that the struggle of women is being completely undermined by so many of these other sort of topics of du jour. And I feel it in sort of what you were saying today is that you have a lot of outrage as a white woman. And my wife used to always say that no one's lower on the totem pole than a white female. She said that for years and years. And I think this is being proven to be correct.
It's ridiculous. I mean, Sally Field could get up there and say, you know what? I came up in the industry where the casting couch was alive and well. That's why we produced people like Harvey Weinstein, and too many women from Marilyn Monroe forward have had to be subjected to that nonsense in order to get on the big screen. So I'm grateful for the opportunities that I created for myself, and I nailed them. I did really well, and I feel good about it. She could say something like that. That would be true to her personally. No, she's basically got to be like, I'm with the little white girl from Pasadena, and I basically suffered nothing like you people did here in this room. How does she know? It's so diminishing too to like people of color who are in the room. Like, does she know that she just assumes they're all oppressed? Like, and what are the people of color? Are they Indian? Are they black? Are they Asian? What are they? Why should she assume that they've all had it so bad, Adam? It's like, I think about my son's little schoolmates, back at his old school and his current school. These kids are from the best and brightest families in the nation. All different colors, all different backgrounds, ethnicities, and the most privileged you can find, most of them, right? So like, I'm sure they wouldn't take kindly to her looking at them being like, I haven't had it as hard as you, poor little thing.
Well, obviously, it's insanely condescending. It also makes me think about, remember when Biden was giving that speech a couple of months ago and he was talking about airlines charging extra for leg room or hidden costs or some sort of nonsense. I don't even know why he was talking about it. But he always says this disproportionately affects the poor and people of color. Like, poor people, yeah, they got to pay an extra $40 for an extra 6 inches of knee room. Why are you breaking off poor people and then saying and people of color into two separate groups? It seems insane that he constantly does that. So you're saying that if there's an affluent, Jay-Z wanted to fly on American Airlines, it would disproportionately affect him to pay the extra $41? Like, it's insane. I don't understand why more people don't raise their hand and go, you know what you sound like when you say this kind of stuff. Now, as far as Hollywood goes, it's a pretty simple equation. If you said to yourself, well, what would make you unemployable in Hollywood? Well, the answer would be put on a MAGA hat and start talking about the virus leaking from a lab and start talking crap about Fauci. All right. That would make you unemployable. Literally be able to work in Hollywood. All right. So actors need employment. And as we've seen over the last few years, we can cancel anybody and they'll never come back. So if wearing a MAGA hat and talking about Fauci would make you unemployable. Well, what would make you more employable? Because you're not just like my reference with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. It's not enough just to do one thing. You're going to have to start doing the other thing. So giving speeches about systemic racism makes you more employable. And that's why it could be Ukraine. It could be systemic racism. It could be COVID. It could be anything under the sun. That's what these people are doing. They're trying to make themselves more employable in a town where jobs are really hard to come by.
And also, Adam, I've always pointed out that it's not just that they don't seem to be interested in doing anything for people that they're so concerned about, but they want you to know that they care. They care more than anybody. And you can care all day, but if you don't do anything to help people you're concerned about, your caring is completely, not totally worthless, but it's not worth a damn.
Well, it's like maybe you could help by stopping the continuation of dividing us all so much by, in some weird hierarchy where like the girls, the little American girls don't have a right to celebrate a moment of achievement as much as somebody of color would because of the horrible way America treats people. Like, could you just shut up? Just fucking say thank you. Honestly, I'm sorry. My mom's listening. She's going to be mad. I said, Mom, I tried giving up swearing for Lent last year. She goes, well, maybe you could just give up the F-bomb. Just the F. That's the worst one. Okay, Mom, she's listening. I'm going to work on that. But like, maybe you could just get up there like my cousin Vinny. It was Joe Pesci. It was probably for Goodfellas. And just say, thank you. It's my honor. And sit down. Instead of trying to say something that you think is going to be unifying and the weird far lefties who comment on you in the media are going to be like, go girl, which has happened, but really is divisive in its nature. You've heard me talk about Bonner Private Wine Partnership. They have these incredibly rare Malbecs that you have got to try if you love wine. If you enjoy an occasional glass of vino, try these wines from the extreme altitudes of Argentina. The flavor is unlike any other. Blackberry, leather, smoke, and a little dark cherry. And these wines are nearly impossible to get on your own. The producers, deep in the Andes Mountains, make limited quantities. The best part, they have cut out the middleman. You won't deal with a big markup. Today, we have a great offer for you. If you visit bonnerprivatewines.com/MKS, you will not only get the wine for over 50% off, plus free shipping, you'll also get a bonus bottle of small batch limited production wine from their exclusive wine cellar. That's 4 bottles for the price of 3, and it is a deal that's hard to turn down if you're a wine lover like me. Just visit bonnerprivatewines.com/MKS to claim your bonus bottle and become a part of America's most unique wine club. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.